Hey guys, Theron Asbury here with Revital Outdoors, bringing you another exciting podcast. Tonight we have another winning podcast. We're going to interview Mr. Jason Burroughs again. Jason's been on our podcast previously talking about Lake Hartwell, getting ready for the Savannah River tournament. Well, he had so much fun that he decided to just go out and win that sucker. So this is the official winning post-tournament podcast with Jason Burroughs, again from the great state of South Carolina for the BFL Savannah River event. So we're very, very excited to have Jason on talk about his win this past weekend. Before we get started, Revital Outdoors is very excited to announce we are still featuring our $2,500 sweepstakes giveaway for a lucky angler at the end of the year. All you have to do to enter that giveaway is hit the link at the top of the description right below this video. It takes just 3 seconds to get in. Again, any angler is going to want to get in on this giveaway. We've got great companies such as Flambeau, Costa Del Mar, Seaguar Line, the Rod Glove, Lose, Strike King, Tackle Warehouse. Great companies involved with this giveaway, and every angler out there is going to want to get in on this giveaway. So make sure you enter in, hit that link. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Also, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. That's Revital Outdoors. And if you've never heard of Revital Outdoors, we're a premium CBD company. We offer premium CBD products to all the outdoor enthusiasts. Our products are THC-free, made right here in America. You can purchase them directly off our website, so check out our website at revitaloutdoors.com. That being said, let's go ahead and get to South Carolina. Let's bring in Mr. Jason Burroughs. Jason, how you doing again, bud?
Good, man. How's it going?
Doing good. Man, you gave us a absolutely flawless performance for the first time on this podcast. You really broke down one of my favorite lakes in the country for spotted bass fishing. That's Lake Hartwell, the site of the 2022 Bassmaster Classic this year. Numerous, professional tournaments has been on Hartwell. It's just a great all-around lake. But you were able to walk away with the victory this past weekend from the Savannah River Division. So tell us a little bit about your tournament. What were you able to put together in practice? And, man, how did it all unfold for you?
Of course, everybody here knows that I normally herring fish, and it was definitely a herring fishing tournament. Actually, probably the crowdedest I've ever seen Lake Hartwell. It was definitely very, very crowded. Me and my co-angler, we stopped on the very first place and did catch 2 or 3 pretty quick, and then about the next 7 or 8 stops, we tried to make there was a boat there, but it was a very fun tournament. Wasn't as fast paced as I'd hoped in the morning. Herring fishing, you like to catch them real quick, and it wasn't that way. At 9:30 or 10 o'clock, I still only had 3 fish, and definitely only maybe one that I was even, was okay to weigh. And then probably around 10:30, I made a stop and caught 2 solid 3-pounders just back to back cast. And it was just pretty much an all day grind. And at 1:45, we had put in way up the Tougaloo River at Tougaloo State Park, so about a 30-minute ride down to the lake. And probably around 1:45, I caught a 6.4. So a 6-pounder goes a long way in Lake Hartwell.
Absolutely. Was it a largemouth or a spotted bass?
All largemouth, man. You really, there's a lot of spotted bass in there, but you better try your best not to weigh them in.
Right. We've seen that at all the professional tournaments that have been there, from the FLW Tour to, the Bass Pro Tour to the Bassmaster Elite Series, the Bassmaster Classic. Guys are catching big spotted bass. There's no argument there. But if you want to win the tournament, you've got to target that largemouth bite.
That's for sure. Actually, the tournament and another really good angler, the guy that finished second, was shocking to me. Weighed in 5 spotted bass that weighed 17 something. That normally doesn't really play, but definitely was a really nice bag of spotted bass weighed in.
Absolutely. So how many keepers did you end up catching throughout the day?
I would guess somewhere around 12 or 13. We were at Hartwell just 2 weeks prior, and 2 weeks prior we fished there, and I weighed in almost the identical weight, but there was still some fish on the bed, and some guys caught, it just took more weight 2 weeks prior to the tournament that I won there, and I probably caught 25 keepers 2 weeks before the tournament I won, but it was probably only 12 or 13 on the April 30th tournament that I won.
Okay. Okay. And then as far as like bait selection, were you flipping at? Were you looking at them on a bed, or were you throwing
No,
top
no,
waters?
all herring points, all real shallow red points and shoals, and I caught a bunch on a swim bait, and then I did catch some on a buckeye shaky head and a buckeye mop jig.
Okay. Okay. So just out of curiosity, was it a swim bait or an Alabama rig?
No, a swim bait, just a swim.
Good for you.
I I know the Alabama rig, it definitely plays, but for me it doesn't play after the water warms up. I know you still see some of them flying through the air, but once those fish are up there knee deep and the water's 65 or 70 degrees, to me it doesn't play like it did when it was very cold.
Okay. Okay. Really cool, Jason.
Um,
So
and I caught some fish on a big top water bait too. I definitely caught some on a top water bait. I may have only weighed in one on a top water bait, but
right, right. So this tournament being in late April, did you see a lot of fish on beds? Were they post spawn? Was there a shad spawn going on? Why were they on those points, you think?
and it's definitely a herring spawn going on, and there's definitely a lot of fish on the beds, but I just choose not to do that. I never, I'm not going to say never, but I try my best not to sight fish in a draw tournament. To me, it shouldn't be allowed, and I know everybody does it, and I'm not saying if I had 15 or 16 pounds and saw just one stuck out like a sore thumb and I needed it to win the tournament, that I might not fish for it. But I'm not going to get out there and power pole down. I don't even run poles because I don't sight fish, but I'm not going to get out there and power pole down and leave a co-angler stuck out in the cove all day.
That's really admirable of you, man. I mean, and there's a lot of guys that do want to sight fish. For me personally, this is just my opinion. If you've got a big fish that could potentially be your kicker, go catch the sucker. If I'm a co-angler in the situation and my boater, I get in the boat with the boater and he says, dude, I'm sight fishing. I'm doing everything I can to get a bite. I'm trying to be patient. I'm giving him his room. I'm trying not to make a whole lot of movement in the boat. But, that day, the day's coming that I'm going to be a boater. And if I see a 6-7 pounder that could potentially be my, kicker fish and I'm in the top 30 in boat draw, I'm probably going to try to go catch that fish. I'm not going to sit there all day and try to catch her. I mean, to me, I've done some sight fishing. I think you can know within 30 minutes if a fish is going to bite. These guys that spend 2.5, 3 hours, I think they're wasting their time. But then there's always fish chasing, feeding, go find them. And then the guys that end up doing that and steering away from the sight fish deal, they end up doing well in tournament. I mean, how many guys have you heard catch or win a tournament? I sight fished all day long. It really doesn't happen.
Yeah, I agree. And I, like I said, which I don't look for them anyway. So, I mean, I hear and fish, and I excel at it. So, that's just what I try to do. But far as the sight fishing goes, like you said, if I was a co-angler and I drew a guy that had 50, 15 4-pounders on the bed and he was going to catch them and win the tournament, man, that's okay. You can swallow that and be okay with the man winning the tournament and you back there and you understand that's what he's trying to do. But you've got you've got a guy that's fishing for 2.25 and 2.5 pounders on the bed and trying to barely squeak in and draw a check. It's just not something that I want to do. I'm going to be casting and reeling, if any way possible.
Yeah, and that being said, the majority of co-anglers I know out there are very respectable. I try to be extremely respectable. It's his boat. He's spending a lot more money to be there. But to a guy that's out there trying to catch 2.5, 3-pounders, all day long, or just 2-pounders, just catching cookie cutters, along about 1 o'clock when I'm eating a sandwich, he's liable to hear, "What in the hell?" out of the back of the boat. It's just like, I know this is what you want to do, but like, there's got to be some bigger fish you want to target, man.
Yeah, I've weighed in a fish, 1 or 2 fish a year, sight fishing. We had a tournament last year, and I had a 4-pounder that was just deadlocked on, and it was a team tournament. So of course my buddy, he's holding the boat, and while I'm catching a 4-pounder, and glad it goes in both of our sides. It's not like draw tournament where I catch it and it goes in my side. So, but even when they're on the bed, I try my best to herring fish. It's just something I love to do. I mean, Clark Hill, Russell, Hartwell, Murray. I mean, like I told you before, I was on Murray this past week, and it was a phenomenal herring spawn bite down there.
Yeah. So, well, good for you, Jason. Well, Jason, you got the win. You're in for the regional at the end of the year. No pressure there, but I know you got a lot of goals looking forward to 2022. I know you do this, and you got a great support system back home. So, what's your goals looking forward to the rest of the season, and who would you like to thank and give a shout out to over this win?
Man, I would love to win the points.
Attaboy.
I'm actually leading the points in the Savannah River and the South Carolina, both through 3 events, and I've never won the points before, so I would love to win the points. But winning a tournament, you can win a tournament in one day. To win the points is an all year deal of not screwing up one time. And just like all my buddies, I've got like a 21 point lead or something like that with 3 or 4 phenomenal fishermen right behind me, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna win." You finish 30th and they finish second, and you're looking up, and in one event. So I would love to win the points, and my beautiful girlfriend at home, she holds the fort down while I'm gone, and everybody fishes. I hear it enough. I definitely fish a lot more than most, and put in a lot of time, and she keeps everything in order and takes care of everything while I am fishing.
Well, good for you, Jason. You got a great support system. You're a phenomenal angler. You seem very laid back. You're kind of stuck in how you like to fish, and you have confidence in that. But more importantly, Jason, I see you as someone that just likes to go out and have fun with it. You're not, too serious about it. You're not, trying to overstep your bounds. You're just for lack of better terminology, you're just a good old country boy from South Carolina. Let's go catch some fish. So, I have to admire that you want to take that Angler of the Year title. As someone that works in the industry, for all the anglers listening to this, if there's nothing you take away from these podcasts, listen to this, please. This is not just my opinion. This is an opinion shared by many people within the industry. It's great winning tournaments. I mean, phenomenal. It's something that I still want to do. I know plenty of people out there that still want to do it. And it really means a lot to an angler to win a tournament. But if you can walk away and say, I was Angler of the Year, I was the best of the best this year, that will carry you a lot further in wanting to accomplish your goals as a tournament angler. I guarantee it. Not many people get to say that, and that's a really great goal, Jason, and I hope to see you do it. So, good luck to you the rest of this year. I hope to have you back on the podcast. No one's been on here 3 times, so I'd love to have you on here for the 3rd time. Maybe talking about the Angler of the Year, or I know you got several tournaments left. Wish you the best, and it sounds like you're in a pretty good place to do well on all those.
Well, I sure appreciate it.
From all of us at Revital Outdoors, I'm Theron Asbury. Thank you for tuning to this podcast. Again, you've been listening to Mr. Jason Burroughs, the recent winner of the Savannah River BFL Division Tournament on Lake Hartwell in South Carolina. Again, congratulations to Jason. Before we let everybody go, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. And then also, you've been watching the rotating banner below this video. Hit link at the top of the description right below this video. Enter into our $2,500 sweepstakes giveaway. I promise you, every angler out there is going to want to get on this, so it just takes 3 seconds. It means a lot to us. Please get in for that giveaway. We put a lot of effort into it, and we definitely want to see everyone have a chance to try to win it. Again, thank you for tuning in to this podcast. Be safe out there. God bless. We'll see everyone very, very soon.